Search for survivors has resumed in Kenya after a dam burst its banks, leaving 44 people dead with a further 40 still missing. On Wednesday evening, the wall of an irrigation dam in Solai in Kenya's Rift Valley breached and inundated nearby settlements. The Kenyan Red Cross estimates that up to 500 families have been affected by the disaster. Weeks of heavy rains have caused flooding and mudslides across the country that has left 175 people dead, while at least 132 people have died in the last 2 months, and over 200,000 more people have been displaced as raging floods have wreaked havoc across the country. Well, for a bit more on this, we cross to our reporter Sarah Kamani. She joins us live from Kenya. Sarah, good afternoon to you. What's the latest with regards to the effects of the floods and those that have been affected?
Good afternoon and thank you for having me. Now, I'm in Solai, Nyakenywa area in Nakuru County. This is the area where the tragedy happened. Now, it's been raining very heavily all day today, and so recovery and rescue efforts have been very slow. Sometimes the Kenya Red Cross Society, the Kenya Defence Forces having to take a break in order to allow for the rains to subside. And what is happening also is that when it rains, then more water is seeping out of the dam and creating fears, because we understand there are 5 more dams here, creating fears that those two could break their walls. Now, I'm going to just slowly step out of the shot to just be able to show you the extent of the damage that happened here. What you see now is one of the areas. This is not usually this way. It's not usually an open area. It's not an open space. This open space has been created by the sea of water that broke on Wednesday night. And what you see is areas where there were homes, areas where people were sitting for the night, some of them having dinner, and now all that is left is an open space, iron sheets to show the tin roofs that were there, doors, if you can see, just water tanks, possessions of people who are not, we do not know their fate. Some of them, we understand, are in hospital. Some of them, at least 47 of them, have lost their lives. We understand that 2 schools have also been affected in the area, and I'll just right now bring in a student of one of the schools that have been closed. Schools opened in Kenya on Wednesday last week, and so having 2 schools closed during one of the most important terms of the year is also a tragedy in terms of the education of the country. Just tell us, what is your name?
My name is Sanjungige.
Tell us what happened to your school on the day of the dam tragedy.
Yeah, we had that the sound which was coming from there up, it was just the sound of dam which it leak, and then we came out from our school faster, and then after some times we saw water, a big falls of water. It was just the waves which were coming out, and then here we are standing in this. It was a home of a person, and then they were inside the house when their house was swept away by that water.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? What class are you?
I'm in Form 3.
Have you ever seen anything like this? That means you have studied here for at least 3 years. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I haven't. Yeah.
So your school is now closed?
Yeah, for just 1 week. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we understand now that the government will be issuing a press conference later this afternoon to just give an update of the number of people who have died and how far they have gone with the rescue efforts. But a lot of residents you speak to here are saying that it is impossible now that any more people will be found alive, seeing as the extent of the damage is huge. And we've been to other places down here where all you can see is destruction. We can see clothes hanging on trees and people saying that is a life. That is somebody who was removed, perched on top of a tree, already dead. The dam is still seeping. Water is still seeping out of the dam, and we do not know if indeed the government will be taking any measures to stop the flow of the water into what used to be Solai Nyakenywa village.
Sarah, thank you. For now, we'll leave it there. Our Sarah Kamani live for us from Kenya with an update on that story there, where people have been severely affected by that dam that broke its walls and took out a vast village, and a lot of people affected by that disaster.